Priti Patel is laying into the Home Office, Dame Priti Patel, she of the bullying claim, and she has written to Braverman and to Jenrick, and she talks about a lack of clarity over how long the government plans to use a former RAF base in Essex and Wethersfield, to house asylum seekers. Its plans, she says, are alarming and staggering. The site happens to be, this is a NIMBYism thing, the site happens to be near her constituency, and it's been earmarked to house 1,700 asylum seekers by the autumn, as part of the plans to reduce spending on hotels. But of course they can't completely reduce spending on hotels because they've got all the contracts with the hotel groups going on for many years. So, of course, this is all deceit. And RAF Wethersfield is one of a number of former military sites earmarked for housing asylum seekers. But we're thinking, here, we're only thinking of just under 2,000 asylum seekers, just under 500 asylum seekers in the Bibi Stockholm, and that's causing enough trouble. So these are distractions from the real issue. The real issue is Suella Braverman is already signed up to use hotels for the next few years. She can't get out of that. That is the contract, I suggest. Priti Patel, I think, is perfectly right to be tabling a question. She says clear answers are needed to be provided by the Home Office, and the government must be transparent rather than evasive. The lack of clarity has been alarming and staggering. But of course, this is something that was set in motion by Mrs. May and then continued by Priti Patel. So I don't quite understand why she's writing with such staggering surprise about the secrecy of the Home Office. She was part of that establishment. She was part of the organisation that set that sort of evasiveness in motion. So the Home Office spokesperson has apparently replied to her and said delivering accommodation on surplus military sites will provide cheaper and more orderly, suitable accommodation for those arriving in small boats, whilst helping to reduce the use of hotels. Not very much. These accommodation sites will house asylum seekers in basic, safe and secure accommodation as they await a decision on their claim. In the case of Wethersfield, the Home Office has obtained planning permission to use the site for 12 months. And we understand the concerns of local communities and will work closely with councils and key partners to manage the impact of using these sites, including liaising with local police to make sure appropriate arrangements are in place. I'm sure Priti Patel loves getting a letter back which means nothing. She's sent enough of them.